everyone, welcome to Vancouver Island Bushcraft. We're at Nanaimo River and we're doing the crayfish trap again. We're doing it in the daytime. We're going to be eating these ones, so we want to make sure they're fairly good size. We've got a couple on and I'll show you them sort of doing their thing. Got two of them right there. And there's a pile of them kind of heading this way. There's even a couple of fish right there wanting the chicken as well. So I'm going to collect them, and then once I get a pile of them, I'll come back to you. Hey everyone. Okay, so I had the trap on with the chicken. 4 or 5 of them would be on it. I'd pull it up and I'd lose 2 or 3. Well, my wife said, why don't you put the chicken in the water and then use this as a net? So we've actually acquired double the amount of the crayfish. So we got some crayfish coming to the chicken. Once there's a couple on there, then I'm going to show you how this process works, because it's actually twice as fast as using the net. Especially if we're being proactive. We're not just kind of leaving and coming back a half an hour later. We're being pretty proactive with it. So when there's a crayfish on the chicken, I'm going to show you, and then we'll go from there. That's about it. Shut her off, baby. Okay, here we go. So come on down here. We got a couple on the chicken here, and I'm just going to put the net slowly next to the chicken and then touch it, and then it goes onto the net. It's that simple. I'm going to put it in the bucket here. Come on, let go. And take a look at how many we've got in about 15 minutes. It's actually really incredible. We're going to go for about 25 because that's our limit, and then we're going to cook these guys up. I'm going to do it again if you guys want to see. Net goes in, touch it, goes up on the net, because they back up when they're scared. So probably another half an hour of this and we'll have enough to have a good little meal. All right, I'll talk to you guys as soon as we have enough.
Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh! Fail!
All right, so we're looking at about, I don't know, 20 minutes. What do you think, guys? 20 minutes?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. And we got our limit. So I'll show you guys. This is our limit here. All pretty good size, and we're going to cook up 3 or 4 at a time. I didn't bring a big pot, which is ridiculous, so we're going to have to use a little pot and cook them up 4 or 5 at a time. But still, it'll be fun, and we'll do our thing. So yeah, once I got a couple cooked up, I'll show you. Okay, so we got our limit 25, and I'm cooking them. I'm just using the little stove right here. And I got the boiling water, and basically we got him in here. It's twitching, it's dead, it died instantly, but we have 3 at a time. I didn't bring a big pot, I don't know what I was thinking, and so we'll do 3 at a time, eat them, and just kind of go from there. So it actually turned out really good. We got a nice little snack here, and I learned that putting a piece of chicken in, especially if you're being proactive, putting a piece of chicken in and having a net, even if you go to the dollar store and buy yourself a butterfly net, you'd pick them up one after another. Having it so they accumulate on the net and then lifting it up, you lose probably, if say there's 5 in there, you'd probably lose 2 or more. So this is a great way of doing it. That was totally my wife's idea. I didn't even think of it. I'm kind of complaining that I haven't got a net. She goes, well, why don't you just take the chicken off and use the thing that you're using as a net? Who knew? Okay, I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I've done about 9 or 10 of them here. They're all done here, ready to go. And we have, I guess, what, 15 left or something like that in here. We're going to take the rest home because we didn't bring any butter or anything like that, so we're going to have them really good at home. But we're going to eat these and see how they go. You guys want to see how we break these apart? Because I have no idea how to do this. So I'm going to take this here. We're going to do this on camera just to see how ridiculous I look doing this.
Just like the lobster bean.
All right. All right, not too bad, right? All right, here we go. Wow, just like lobster. Hey guys, so I decided if you were to bring chicken, it's kind of redundant because you already have a food supply. So these things, these crayfish, you can actually pick them up with your hands, a couple of them anyway. So what would happen if I crushed one? Would the other ones go after it? So I crushed a small one, and watch this. The small one's on the right, well, it just went away. So this is a small one right here, and it's crushed. And I asked my buddy to grab the GoPro because there was one on it almost instantly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait a little bit until 1 or 2 go on there. I'm gonna show you. But it worked almost instantly. As soon as I crushed one and put it on, it's a little tiny one, the other crayfish went for it. So you don't need to bring the chicken. Now the chicken works a lot better, but as a survivalist, if you're out in the woods, you can make that trap pretty easy with just branches and roots, and you don't need to bring the chicken. So I'm going to come back at you. Unfortunately, by the time it took to get the GoPro, the 2 of them that were on there took off. So I'm going to show you next time that they're there that they are in fact on the broken crayfish. Okay guys, here comes a couple right now. Last time I was moving too quickly, so. This is the dead one. And here comes one right now. So it's eating it right now. This is the live one right there. And here comes another one. And there's another one right there. And they're just eating their dead meat. So that's 2. They're actually fighting over the dead carcass right now. And a third one is coming right now as well. I haven't put any food in there other than crush up one of their own, and they just eat. And here comes the third one, right here, right there. It's the third one coming in, and they're all just eating the dead one. So let's see. This actually works really good. You don't need to bring any chicken at all. There's 3 there, and it took about, I don't know, 3 minutes after I turned this off. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna dump the carcasses that we already ate and see if there's any difference if I was to take one, crush it up and cook it, if the scent attracts even more. So we're gonna try that. So you wanna grab that, Ashton, and what we'll do is we'll put it in there and we'll see if it attracts the crayfish. So here's all the pieces of the crayfish that we have, and we're just gonna put it in the water and let's see what happens. Okay, so they're all in there. And let's see now how many they attract. Okay, 1 so far. There's 1 already right there. So I'm going to sit here and have a little bit of a drink here, and we're going to watch them come in, and once there's like 5 or 6 or whatever, I'll come back again and see what's going on. So it looks like they're attracted to the cooked meat more than the raw meat. So you want to take one, grab it from the water, break it up, and then put it in the fire for a few seconds, crush it up and put it in the water, and they seem to like it like way more than the raw one. But let's just take a look and see if we get a bunch more. Okay, so I was waiting for a bunch of these crayfish to kind of accumulate, so you saw a whole bunch. But what's happening is they're coming in, they're taking the food and they're taking off with the food, because they're not, remember that I had the chicken tied with the jute twine. Well, this is not tied, this is just sitting here. So they're actually taking the carcasses and heading off. So every time one shows up, they take the carcass and head off. And we've had, I guess, 4 or 5 that are taking it. So there's only 1 left. This guy here, I guess he hasn't got the common sense to leave. And there you go, I guess he just left. But as you can see, the carcasses, there's half the amount because they keep coming in, taking the carcasses and leaving again. So yeah, with a net or with rocks around so that they can't escape, it would take nothing to grab these. So I think the cooked cooked crayfish, and a person could actually take some sticks and put it through the shells and put it into the ground so that they can't move them, so you can actually acquire more of them. It would take a little more effort, but easy to do. But there's crayfish everywhere that have like dead crayfish on them, and they're having a little feeding frenzy right now. So okay, so that's enough of that. Again, one more time, don't forget to sub, share, and like, and I'll talk to you next time on Vancouver Island Bushcraft.